Let's talk about Baz Luhrmann's Elvis. Now, the new trailer just debuted. I wanted to do a trailer reaction, and then it hit me. Between it being a Warner Brothers movie and Elvis's music, that thing was never going to get passed through the copyright, it was going to be copyright protected. What I'll do is put a link to the trailer in the description so you can watch it. But yeah, I just watched the trailer and I want to talk about it really quick. First of all, I'm excited to see this type of movie back. I was just thinking the other day how it's been a long time since we had a big, sweeping 3-hour epic about someone or something, some movement, what have you. And so then here comes this trailer. And funny enough, when I was thinking about what was the last one of the movies that came to my mind was Baz Luhrmann's Australia, which was one of those big movies that tried to get some Oscars, and I think it underperformed, and it didn't get, I don't think it may not even got nominated for anything. So then here comes Baz Luhrmann's Elvis. It's opening in the summer. I think that's interesting. Nothing wrong with that, of course. In a way, it's good because it's saying, hey, we're not just a movie trying to get Oscars here. So many films come along, and you can tell they are just begging. They are begging for Oscars. Give me all the Oscars. And this movie, I think opening it in summer kind of almost, combats that feeling, that view of it. So it doesn't have that kind of mark on it like, they don't want our box office dollars. They don't want us to come see. They just want the awards. But opening it in summer like this movie is it a good summer movie? I don't know. As for performances, Austin Butler, he looks like a good Elvis. Listen, nobody is going to be the king of rock and roll. I'm sure there are countless people watching this movie. I was starting to say boomers, but I'm not. I'm sure there are plenty of people of all ages watching this trailer and thinking, that's not my Elvis. Well, the king is, he's not here right now. So I guess we're going to have to settle for Austin Butler, who looks like he's doing a pretty darn good job just based on what we see in the trailer here. He's obviously got a tough role because it's going to capture Elvis's life from when he was younger, and it looks maybe toward the end of it. Of course, if you don't know Elvis's story, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but for those of you who do know the story, I expect there might be some tears to be shed in this movie. But the main thing I want to talk about, Tom Hanks's Colonel Tom Parker. Something just isn't sitting right with me there. Parker is a controversial figure in Elvis's life. A lot of people think that Parker held him back. Now, there's an opposite side to that who say, well, yeah, but, Elvis was the biggest, he's the king of rock and roll, one of the biggest personalities in the world. Shouldn't Parker get a little credit for that too? Kind of depends which side you're looking at here. Maybe people still think, well, Parker then held him back a little bit. I don't know. I wasn't there in the room when it happened. I think Tom Hanks is one of the best movie stars on the planet. One of the best movie stars of all time. I love Tom Hanks. Who doesn't, right? But why he's doing here this mustache twirling, that accent. What is that? I thought, after I watched the trailer, my first thought was, what the heck is that accent? And then I thought, well, I kind of have a funny accent. So I thought, well, maybe the real Colonel Tom Parker had one too. So I actually looked up an interview that the real man did with Ted Koppel back in the late 80s. And Hanks just is off the mark there. It doesn't sound like Colonel Tom Parker. Hanks's voice here sounds like a Saturday Night Live caricature. That wouldn't be a problem if this was The Terminal or some movie like that, but this being a big sweeping epic about Elvis's life, a serious look at it, I'm afraid that it's going to be distracting. I don't know. We'll find out, right? We will find out. What are your thoughts? Do you think I'm being too tough here? Granted, we don't hear Parker say a whole lot in this trailer. So for all I know, it may be one of those cases where I can think of other roles, not off the top of my head at the moment, but other movies where I've seen a performance, and at the beginning of it, I was like, what the heck are they doing? Why are they so over the top? What's with the accent? And then a little bit later, here comes a big scene that they stick the landing, and they get the Oscar nomination or the Oscar award, and I think, well, okay, my first impression was wrong. Maybe that's the case here. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, this has been Josh with Movies Please. Thanks for watching.